you take us back to that injury last year. Obviously, waited 2 years to get your chance, you get it, and I think it was like a non-contact thing. But can you walk us through and kind of what was your mindset after having kind of worked so hard to get to that moment, right before the Michigan game, for it to happen?
Yeah, obviously that was really a devastating moment. I was really excited because Michigan D-line they were really tough last year, and I thought that was a good opportunity to prove myself against some of the top guys, and obviously really kind of heartbreaking, but good opportunity to get some adversity.
What happened with the injury? Was it just like a fluke kind of thing in practice? And
Oh,
did
yeah.
you know immediately it was this kind of a serious thing?
So I was up in a sled, and then just all of a sudden it felt like someone came and kicked me in the back of my leg, and I was kind of like, who kicked me in the back of the leg? And then that's when I realized it was pretty serious.
Stay on your left with Zach and then go to Seth.
I guess just from your perspective, going through the recovery process, just what was spring like for you? What was summer like for you? How were you, just sort of the process of building back to full strength and to being, just can you walk us through some of that as well?
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, with the Achilles, I was kind of like completely out of everything, not really doing it much for like 6 weeks, and then like start working into walking again, and then getting on like a lighter treadmill, like the Alter G. And so it's a very, very slow process. But, once I got back lifting and starting to see some strides in my calf strength, kind of more uplifting, but still just very gradual, slow process. And, it's always hard to sit out and watch your friends play without you.
You about that a little bit, like mentally, just how difficult of a process was that to go through, and how do you kind of get through it?
Yeah, obviously really hard. I've never been in that situation before. Watching, especially the first few weeks when my friends are going to go play good teams without me, and I feel like I can't be out there with them. Obviously that's tough, and really you just gotta focus one day at a time. Like, it's gonna be done eventually.
All right, we'll stay second row left to Pete and then go to Daniel.
Yeah, Drew. Now that you're back, what are the keys for you? What do you need to improve on? What needs to get better?
Mm-hmm. Right now it's just like shaking the rust off every day, getting a little better. I'm feeling good out there. Just same thing, like get the fundamentals every day, shake the rust off.
We'll stay right in front to Daniel and then go to Sammy.
How would you compare playing with Pat after playing with Mike last year at center?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, both really good guys. More like they're smart guys, like know the game well. Yeah, I'd say they're pretty similar, but both good in their own ways.
We'll go second row on your right to Sammy and then to Matt.
Drew, you get to go up against the defense lineman every day. Who has stood out to you, especially from the new guys like Hosea and Daniel Ratcliffe?
Oh, yeah, our D-line's very good. Ratcliffe, very good guy, very quick. Hosea, big and strong. It's we have a very good D-line. It's good to be going against them every day.
Go third row on your right to Matt and then Zach B.
Drew, last year you guys played well all year. I know towards the end of the year you went with them, but had a little bit of struggle against Michigan, Ohio State, Notre Dame. How much have you guys talked about that this year when you go against an Oregon and Iowa, Penn State, kind of taking that play up to that next level and dominating like you did against the other teams, against teams like that?
It's just we want to learn from the mistakes, so we can go on the road and play in those big games, and just right now building confidence and just because you know what you have to do. You just got to go do it.
All right, we'll go front row to Zach B and then we'll go to Jeff.
You mentioned that you feel like you kind of missed out on a chance to prove yourself at the end of last year. Are you going into this year with that mindset of trying to prove yourself each week?
Oh yeah, big time.
What does that look like on a day-to-day basis for you?
Day-to-day basis, just you got to be your best self every day and learn from your mistakes every day.
We'll go second row to Jeff
Just curious, what was the moment when you did something physically and went, okay, the Achilles is good. I have confidence in it. I can push off. Was there one moment where you're like, okay, yeah, I'm good to go?
I wouldn't say there was one moment. It's like, still like I wouldn't say I have very much like I don't have equal strength in my right calf as my left calf, but it was a very slow process to build that confidence and get back to running and all that. First practice, I'd say, first fall camp practice was pretty like, all right, I'm here, I'm back.
We'll go second row left to Joe, and then Mike.
Through the adversity you faced, I mean, what do you learn about yourself through that time? I mean, that was mid-November, now we're mid-August, and you're back playing ball again.
Yeah, I'd never really gone through something like that, and it's whatever it was 9 months or 8 months. It's a long time to not play football, and you realize how much you miss playing football, and I don't know. I'm like, I missed football a lot.
We'll go on your left to Mike, and we'll wrap up with Eli.
Yeah, did you feel like you were playing, obviously sit out in the spring, close set out in the spring. Did you feel like you're playing catch up kind of this summer, this fall, chemistry wise, and how's that kind of process kind of building back up the offensive line as a group?
Obviously I wasn't out there in the spring, but on the practice field, but I'm still, with my guys, it's a pretty close group. I feel pretty confident that we're on the same page.
We'll go third row on your right to Eli.
Yeah, Drew, obviously there's an expectation and a standard here now with Kurt entering your second year here, what you did all last season. Preseason ranking for the fourth time, I believe, in school history. Is there any sort of notion with that for you guys, knowing that there are more eyes on you heading into this season instead of drawing them as the season continued like it did last year?
Me personally, I'm, it's kind of cool that, ranked preseason, but it's not a huge deal, I'd say. We're still just going to go play our best whenever we can.
Awesome. Thanks, Drew. Appreciate it.